So, hi, my name's Matt, and I'm the youth programs coordinator with Thrive Matt Sue, and we're doing a virtual field trip today with the Oregon Zoo and their penguin encounter. So I'm just going to turn it over to the zookeeper and talk to us about the penguins.
Hey guys, my name's Haley. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I've been a keeper for about 10 years now, on and off with the bird department. I've been with penguins for the last year and a half, so I'm happy to share all my information with you. I'm going to go ahead and let him in. Come on, guys. So these are Humboldt penguins. They're from South America. We have 23 penguins right now. We have 14 males and 9 females. If you can kind of take a look at them, we have our kid here. This is CT. She hatched last March, so she's about a year old. She is a great little thing. She's lots of personality. She throws her weight around even though she's small. She won't get her adult plumage until next year, so she'll look like a kid for a whole other year, which is great. Anyway, so like I said, these guys are from South America. They nest in the cliff sides. When they lay eggs, they generally lay 2 at a time. Mom and dad take turns roosting the egg, and they incubate the eggs for about 30 to 36 days, depending on the season. They take turns roosting the egg, and then once the egg hatches, they go take turns and go out and catch fish. Penguins are very unique in the way that they can be out at sea for 3 weeks, 4 weeks at a time with no problem. They kind of take these weird little cat naps. They're very hungry today. So right now I'm feeding them capelin, which is not really their most favorite fish in the world, but they love these little things. These are like their little M&Ms. These are called silversides. That's what they're losing their mind for right now. In the wild, they eat anchovies and some capelin, some herring, and they do eat a little bit of shellfish here and there as they catch them, little shrimps. These guys are really impressive. They can swim 30 miles an hour and dive 300 feet deep to evade predators or catch prey, rather. These guys get predated by sharks, sea lions, killer whales, but one of their biggest threats are actually being bycatch, meaning they get caught in fishermen's nets. So that's one of the biggest problems they face. Another problem they face is people like to harvest guano in South America and use it as fertilizer. The problem with that is the penguins, they nest in their own guano, meaning their own poop. So that is something we are battling right now. There's believed to be about 23,000 breeding pairs of penguins. So they're not doing horrible. They are vulnerable, but they are not endangered. These guys go through something called a molting season. So most birds drop a feather here and there. Penguins will do this thing where they'll put on twice their body weight. So they'll put on probably about 6 to 9 pounds, depending on the individual, and drop all their feathers within a week. And during that time, they don't go out in the water. So they have to put on so much weight so they can survive it. And they generally have all their feathers back in around 2 weeks of that. It's quite impressive. These guys are full of personality. Each penguin has a different personality, just like a dog or a cat would. We can tell them apart by their personality, and they also have a very unique spot pattern across their chest. It's kind of like their individual thumbprint. We also put name bands on their flippers. The males are banded on the right, the females are on the left. Hey guys. Yeah, sorry, a little EDD today. Do you guys have questions I can answer?
Yeah, what questions do you guys have?
Do you have a favorite penguin?
I do actually. I have 4 favorite penguins. So there's Mochica, who is our old man. He is going to be 31 in July, which is really old for a penguin. So in the wild, they live to be about 20 to 25 years old, and 25 is generally an old penguin. So he has outlived his lifespan so far. So hopefully he keeps going. We had a record-breaking penguin named Brown. He lived to be about 39 years old.
Wow.
Which, yeah, he's a big boy. Pescado, CT, Nacho, and Goat are probably my other 4 penguins that I really enjoy. I don't know if you guys have seen any of our social media, but Goat and Nacho are the 2 we take out for walks. They're fun. They're best friends. They hang out together. They do their thing. CT is the chick from last year. She's kind of held out with Pescado. They're not old. She's not old enough to mate yet. I think in a couple years they will be a mated pair for sure. These guys generally mate for life. However, if something does happen to their mate, they will pair up with another penguin. The Humboldt penguins, they are a smaller size penguin, as you can see. They generally range between 6 and 9 pounds, depending on the individual. The smallest penguin is 1.5 pounds, and the largest penguin is the emperor penguin, and they get to be about 99 pounds. So these guys are quite small in comparison.
How can you tell which one's which?
That's a great question. So they have little name bands on their arms. So if you can see this little lady right here, this is Luna. So you can see her band there. I know you don't like when I touch you. It's okay. Some of them like to be touched, some of them don't. And then their spot pattern across their chest there, everyone's looks different. It's very unique. And also sometimes by their behaviors, I can tell who's who.
What's their average lifespan?
In the wild, 20 to 25 years. In captivity, generally upwards towards 30. Like I said, we did have one penguin who lived to 39 years old.
What other questions do you guys have?
So they have a couple of different vocalization noises. They have something called a bray on cue. Good penguin. Can you guys hear that? That's called a bray. And they also have a cute little cooing noise they make, and they normally do that to their mates.
What would be the challenges of keeping a penguin in your home if you tried to keep one in your home?
Well, first off, if you don't mind having the stinkiest house on the planet, then I guess it wouldn't be a problem at all. So penguins, they poop probably every 5 to 10 minutes. They like water. They're curious, so they tear stuff up. If you notice, I hung up a little tennis ball over there. They'll play with that all day long. So we give them all sorts of enrichment. They really like bubbles, so the bubble machine we turn on from every once in a while. We have a lot of floaty toys in the water. They're really attracted to light. So we put up disco balls when the sun hits it. It makes a spotty pattern on the ground they like to chase. But I don't recommend getting a penguin for a pet. Unless you like to share your bathtub, I guess that's cool.
Unfortunately, my lease doesn't allow it right now.
Bummer. Shoot bigger next time.
What other questions you guys have?
Do you only have that type of penguin?
Yes, right now we have just Humboldt penguins. That is all we plan to have at this point in time. We used to keep emperor penguins way back when, way before you guys were born, back in the 60s and 70s. And there was no roof on the buildings. We had outdoor habitat. And they did not do well on this climate. So we just settled on Humboldt penguins. But now it's covered, so I guess we potentially could get different penguins.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do these penguins ever get to go anywhere like the Chicago penguins do?
They stay on zoo grounds, but we do take them out. Well, we take Goat and Nacho out for walks. We have 2 other penguins that we plan on taking out as well. The problem in our climate is they have to be on an anti-malarial to go outside because we have such a bad mosquito problem here.
Right.
Yeah, so to keep them healthy, we have to put them on that. And also we have 24 of them. It'd be hard to round them all up.
Yeah. Yeah. Do they herd well?
Yes and no. If you have something they want, yes.
Yeah, when you open the door for the food, they were all ready to go.
Yeah, so we're just coming out of nesting season, so they're really into exploring right now. So they always want in the kitchen, and they also know this is where the fish prep happens. So they come in the kitchen in the morning. They'll beg at your feet, just like a pup would.
Braden, Story, do you guys have any questions? Faith, you have a question?
So we do have to follow SSB or species survival plan when we're doing our nesting season. So they tell us who we can and can't breed. So depending on the pairs, we either have potential to have lots of chicks or no chicks. Basically, we follow the SSP because we need to track our genetics, and we ship penguins to other zoos, and other zoos ship to us so we can keep the genetic line valuable, just in case anything ever happens in the wild. We'll have a good stock in captivity. Yeah. So anyways, they tell us who we get to breed and who gets to go where.
And did you tell us how many chicks that you guys have on a given year?
We've had 5 chicks at the most. We didn't do any this year because of just the pandemic, and everything's kind of on hold because of that. So hopefully next year we'll get to breed a couple. We're supposed to be getting some new females in, which will help too. And so make some of the boys happy because we have more males than females right now.
Is it possible to see like the little ones, like not babies, but like 2 or 3 year olds?
So they are full grown at 6 months. 6 months, sometimes up to upwards of a year. So CT, this is our little lady from last year. Hey, be nice. This is our little lady from last year. Her head still is kind of smaller than the rest of the penguins, but size-wise, she's pretty close to full grown. She's not gonna get much bigger than this. And if you notice, she has her kid plumage still. So she's gray right here, white underneath, and she does not have a band across her belly. So she don't get her tuxedo pattern until next year. And then Pescado, who is her best friend. Pescado, come here. Sorry if I just yelled in your ear, guys. He is 4 this year. Where you at, buddy? That's Odie. Pescado. Pescado. And we all make stupid voices out of things. So that's what we do. So this guy, this is Pescado. Hey, no fighting, dude. So this one's Pescado. Hey, nice. He is our 2nd largest penguin. He's a massive guy.
Wow.
Here, so I can show you guys a little bit better.
Did you name Pescado after like the word fish in Spanish?
Yeah, so they're South American. So we try to stick to themes. Sometimes we do good, sometimes we don't. One year the theme was cheeses. So we have goat, nacho, Gouda, and then we have 2 Spanish cheeses, Panqueque and I can never say the full one. Full one's the short name. I love that name. I'm not even gonna try, guys. And this is Mojito. He's our, oh, there he goes. He's our biggest penguin. He's a big, beefy guy. He generally weighs around 5 kilos, and everyone else is between 3 and 4 kilos. So he's quite a bit larger.
Any other questions, guys? What is their favorite food? Is it just fish, or they eat anything else?
Yeah, fish. In the wild, they eat some crustaceans as well. Here, their favorite is herring and the little silver side. Every once in a while, we'll give them trout and salmon. They'll pick at it and eat it a little bit, but they're not crazy about it. We'll give them krill every once in a while. These guys are scaredy cats. Sometimes you offer something new, they run from it. Little babies. Any other questions I can answer for you guys?
Well, thank you so much for your time and sharing your penguins with us.
No problem.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we hope we see you guys around the zoo, and hopefully the penguin area will open back up to public soon. All of our indoor spaces are closed.
Yeah, absolutely. We wish you guys the best during the pandemic, and hopefully things get back to normal over the next over the next year.
Hopefully. Have fun with all your summer shenanigans, guys.
Thank you.
So for anybody watching the video that we're making, just want to invite you guys to text the word thrive to the number 907-745-5826 to join our Thrive text alerts. And one of the options on the Thrive text alerts are these virtual field trips, like this penguin encounter that we just had with the Oregon Zoo. And we have dozens of other activities that Thrive is constantly doing, and we would love to have you join us in the future. So